I have not made a movie. I have not made a film. I have not done anything online in about 4 or 5 days. My last video was eaten up and swallowed and disappeared. But I did somehow seem to get one video through, and a slideshow of my pictures. There's a couple of reasons I came on right now, because somehow Godzilla is in charge of all the letters. Because the only time a letter cannot be changed is when it becomes a place of space. But King Kong can never be moved, because he's the number. And the numbers will never change. They bring within them their own definition. But I went out for coffee this morning, and I said to her in French, "I'd like a coffee, j'aime bien boire un café." She says to me in French, "Do you want any cream and sugar? How many creams would you like?" And I said to her, "Je prendrai de crème," means I will take the crème. But deux also means two. So she comes back to me and says, "You want 2 creams?" And I thought, and I turned around and I said, je veux le crème. Instead of saying je veux de crème, I said je veux le crème. Now, le means one. It's actually une. I could have said une crème. Lune, the moon. The other reason I came on here is because if you want to know a little bit about II, Captain, right? It's exactly what it is, II, Captain. Because when you put 2 I's together, you create an O. You create one circle instead of bringing in 2 circles. You create one circle in the center right here. Although you have this side and you have this side, these 2 come together and create another I. Comes right around your nose, up through that little dot here and all the way back. I can see it right here. Okay? It's almost like a picture I saw with an earth, and the 2 earths were touching, and they're overlapping each other. Instead of like this, they're overlapping. How many you got? 1 and 1. Now how many you got? 1 and 1. Bullshit. When you overlap this, that picture completely changed. Plus, I'm a new background. I'm the center vision background. The other thing about I and I, if I can find it in this book, is that when you put I and I together, it creates this. Here's your first I, here's your second I. Creates a window in between the center. If you look at it, this is a C, this is an O, this is a C, you have a cock. Now, they say I, and he's the captain of the ship, and he's holding the wheel, and he's the one to talk to, or he's maybe the one behind the guy turning the wheel. Okay, I don't know if he's the guy exactly turning the wheel now. And you create this, CLC cock, 3, 6, 3, or 9 and 9, 3, 6, 3, 9, 9. Okay? See this part over here? This should take 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you would have nothing over here and nothing over here. If you took this out, it would be this. When you split it apart, you put the top of the round to the top, the bottom of the round to the bottom, and you put in between, you call it 11, 11. Because don't forget, if I get this right, a circle is constantly, depending on how many lines there are, but it's constantly turning. So there is no flat part unless you put a stick along it, inside of it from here to here. 30 degrees, 180 degrees, 360 degrees, 180, 180. So what happens is at 30 degrees down or 20 degrees down, you put a stick. At 20 degrees down, you put a stick. You put this in between. You're holding the bottom from the top. You spread it apart like you do on the phone now. You put an 11, 11 in this, and instead of this being like this, it's now like this. And you have 2 lines in between. Almost like a video cassette, almost like a train to take a different vision. Because don't forget, when this world was created, if I use this to make one thing, all you have to do is turn it over or something, and it's going to create something else in the same world. So we saw I and I. 9 and 9 is 18, makes 9. Or 3, 6, and 3. 3 and 6 is 9. Left, 3 and 6 is 9 right. In the center is 6. 6, 9, 6. Or 9, 6, 9. Whichever way you want to go. The egg in French is 577. Okay, if you say George, I just did a write-up about this, but if you say George, okay, the O and the R is a 0, because it's 33, which equals 6. OR is the gold, okay? O and R, okay, is a 6, but so is the O alone. So you don't need the R, because the R, if you sound it off in a letter count, you become the ram, okay, or an oar, which means more or less to paddle the boat. Now you're asking yourself, okay, that fits, or okay, that doesn't fit. But it does fit, don't you worry. The other thing I wanted to mention is that if you added up all the numbers from the alphabet, and you continued on and added up all the numbers from 0 to 9, or to whichever way 1 to 10, okay, you would get a total of 656. Okay, 65 is the Super Bowl scoring, 56 is the white wolf or the fox. I always add the fox in there, even if though the fox is 45 plus the wolf is 56. That's 101. I lost where I was. Oh yes, if you added up all the numbers and all the letters together, total of 36, and you said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, added up to 36, the total would be 666. If you turned it just once and do 666 again, you get 6 and 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, 6 and 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, 6 and 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, 6 and 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. CLU 333, E 5, 3, 3, 3, 3, 5. Let's start for the kickoff, the 35. So we found that, I showed you that they used the 1111 to make the extension. I mean, it's also the equal sign is the 1111, and it also could be used for a few letters, like the letter M, that stands and holds up the V. And the other thing I wanted to look at, I'm not sure if it's going to work out. I was just looking at this over here. See, it doesn't seem to move. You know, when I was holding it myself at home, it seemed like it was, the design seemed to move, but it doesn't seem to be moving now. What if I did this to it? What if I did this to it? No, it's not moving. So where am I going to go to next? The other one I wanted to show you is this design over here. I can't explain it. I do not know what it is, but I've seen the inside of this has been made somewhere. Don't forget, you cannot separate the object of C, just like you can't break into a wall. But you can definitely go into the center and come out between the cracks of the two C's. The cracks of the two C's, that's your ass, my friend. A tussie, a tush. And tush means to touch. So there must be something around the ass we all like, or around ass is what we all want, or like. It's funny, you never seem to bump into a square ass. The only time I get a square ass is when I'm bumping into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Look. Multiplication. Automatically. This part and this part, this part and this part is addition. You see the way it shows a V, a V, a V, and a V, the way they're all open? V equals 5, V equals 5, V equals 5, V equals 5. 1 and 3 is 4. 1 and 3 is 4. See the way this V goes down into the center and up? This is 4, the center is 5. This is 4, the center is 5. 4 by 4 is 16. 3 by 1 is 3, by 3 is 9, by 1 is 9. This is how it all is, because you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you have to start over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Although this line, since it's the middle, it's the 4, 5, 6 representation of the 1, 2, 3. And we don't use the outside, we now use the inside because we brought these two together, which could have been put here, but you can't put them all here. If they're here and here, it becomes an expression. So you put it down over here, and then this plays with these two. This being 9 over here in your birth. 9 and 7 or 1 and 3. 9 and 7 is 16, the total is 20. 9 and 3 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. 9 and 1 is 10, 3 and 1 again. We did the fan. So we all know that 13 and 13, it's all about 1 and 3. Because take away 1 from 3, you got 2. So now you have 1, 2, 3. So you have ABC, so what else do you need? It talks about it on Sesame Street. There's another thing that when you, I mean, I've done this many times in my videos, but when you, how can I explain this? If I advance the 3 up against the side of the wall, I get a B. So now I get 1, B, 3. So if you ask what got created first, the letters or the vowels or the numbers, well, maybe these 4 got created first. Now you know what happens to this? In order to make all the numbers work, okay, you got to come up with some sort of a design to encompass all these. Why is this next? Well, if you go ahead into Hebrew and look at the Aleph, this line is always a solid line. 1 and 1, 1133. Okay, 2011. Why? 5, 10, 15, 20, 2013. Plus 1 is 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. And it can't go to 2017 because once this happens up here, this is your birth. You automatically fall here in your birth. That is the 8th heaven, Neptune, to the 6th world of Saturn. These 2 worlds right here. And where the anti of what you are is Venus and Mars. You have to know that Mars connects to Earth, 4 and 1. Uranus connects to Saturn, 1 and 6. Uranus, 1, connects to Earth, 1. Mercury, 3, connects to Pluto. They're combinations. They do other things. 9 goes into 4, creating the 13 worlds. But it's not on this side. You notice it goes to the center. So it goes like this over to here and then down here. You have the birth, you connect to the gate, and you come into this world. And if you take a look, add up all the lines. Look at the V lines, look at the break lines, look at the connection lines, look at the division lines, the multiplication between the 2 sides. 1, 11, 3, 1, 11, 3, an expression for the game of tic-tac-toe. Anyways, before I let it go, I have a few records I found. This record over here, how can I put it in the middle? Viva Katuya, and something on the drums. Perfect Present Sound Series. And then they show you all the bongos on the back. I'm going to try and get this through here. I know this is probably more interesting what I'm doing now than anything I ever usually do, but I'm sort of happy. This is a shitzo wedding. They're having a shitzo wedding. I mean, anybody, all night long, they'd be saying shit, 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 shit and sell, shit and sell, shit and sell. It says a shitzo wedding. Now you know how close the Jews are to going in and shitting and selling on everybody, eh? Wow. Oh, don't worry, my fellow Jew mates. Don't worry, my fellow Jew mates. I have nothing against any one of you. And even if you're evil, it's probably not your fault anyways. It's part of the game. And it's a little bit, oh, we just went to 1331 on the clock, which is 11 times 11 times 11. Wow. Then we have Brian Adams. I mean, nobody can ever get this. I mean, in the past, because this is what cats do. And let me see, did they scratch the record? The record is like brand new. You know why these records are new? Because the record player was always broken. And here is something that everybody would know. Billy Joel on record. What year is this? 1978. Oh, now this one, and my balls have something in common. My balls have been hanging down there, and this one is the reason why. And not only that, but I'm coloring in my apartment this color. How weird is it that I picked up Pink Floyd? I think this is what they call Breakfast in America. Like the musicians didn't know, this is the color, my friends. Look at it. Take a look at this design. This is a person up here. This is his arm. He's beating down on his shadow. You see his shadow down here? And he's up here. I don't know what they were really putting. YD, 25 and 4 is 29. Yo, Flo! Come in, we've got the paint the pink. You're now pink. She's going to be born. Now, we're going to get you into So Wonderful. Dancing in the Dark. Speak Low. How about Wagon Wheels? Sentimental Journey. Begin the Beijing. Remember September song? I get a kick out of you. How about the old Stardust Hotel? Well, I'm an old cowhand, but sometimes I'm happy for a little bit of that old black magic. Ray Conniff and his orchestra. Right on. Now we're going to go down to a TV sing-along with Mitch Miller and the gang. Now, I'm not too sure if this plastic's any good anymore, so I'm throwing it out. Take a look what we got. It's TV sing-along with Mitch Miller and the gang. I know I put 5 minutes into these records. Why? Because it's not on record. I've never had these records in my star system before. Well, it's my star system. It ain't my star. It's a rentable during life. Maybe I do get to keep it after life. You mean I got a piece of granite on my tombstone when I went down there, and then some kind of granite stone star which keeps all my memory in it somewhere in outer space is giving me a helping hand? You mean I got a little piece of the rock? Wow. We come into life the minute the minute an orgasm is born, and you come into life, you get your own stone. You get to be stoned all your life. Yeah, man. Living up high and on the stone. Singing about a little bit of what we don't need, a little bit of weed, and singing along with our friends. So we had, don't forget, TV Mitch. And then something, one of my friends, Debbie Tots or Debbie Trots. Think about it, Debbie Trots. Now let's see if you really get to this mark of the program, because then I'll know whether or not you're on ball, the whole ball, and nothing but the ball, or you think you are, and the only game you're playing is with yourself, but you're still my friend, so don't worry about it. You just have to just like get on top of things. Well, that would be nice sometime, part of the time. Sometimes probably thinking all of the time, but I know that wouldn't be too good. Otherwise you'd wear it out. But then look what we get here, never on Sunday. So it could be sometimes all the times, but maybe never on Sunday. The purple, the reddish pink, and the green. That's it for the record system. That record came out by Monophonic Records, and the artist of the records of 1960 United Artists, it says on here, but this record is, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Jules Dassin, Jack Daniels, and Melina McCurry, Mercury Mars. The combination, oh my God, this is crazy. Dassin could be taken as Mars, and Melanie Mercury could be taken as Mars and Mercury, okay? Just that's the way it works. Ask me a question, I'm going to give you an answer. You're going to tell me it's wrong, I'm going to tell you it's not wrong, and I'm going to explain to you why it's more right than anything else, because it's the only thing I said when you asked me, I told you. I told you something you wanted to hear, but then when you heard it, you didn't want to hear it anymore. You said, ask me a question, so I'll ask you a question, or if you ask me a question but tell me any answer, and I tell you any answer, and you tell me it's no good, you're wrong. That's what leads us to getting on a better discussion between us. Because the only way to advance forward, is it Saturday today? Is to discuss. Talk about it. Talk, talk, talk. And sometimes, while you're talking, if the other guy looks a little frustrated, why don't you ask him, is there something you don't understand of what I'm saying? Do I not explain myself right, or I'm not understood? Explain to me what you understand of what I'm explaining. And if I see you don't understand what I'm actually saying, so we'll try and talk it over until we both understand. Because that's the way it works. You don't send the computer over to somebody's house saying half the program works. It's not half the program. Communication is a whole program. There's not one grain of salt that's supposed to be left out of communication. Are there secrets? 100%. You can't spill all the marbles or computers in their own. Forget about people. But we are the people. But computers on their own. Okay? Learn. This is what I'm assuming. So if the computers finally learn to learn, they're going to learn off of everything you say, right down to the maybe I'm hiding something. Heidi! Something. Heidi! Where is Heidi? Oh, look, I'm on TV. Can I use that word? You'll probably, if this ever gets on TV, I bet you the next word may get cut out. Oh, mind you, we're in the year 2013, so maybe not. Anyways, amazing, amazing, amazing. I saw huge, completely a different kind of chemtrail today. Completely different. It has changed, my friends. I don't like it. It's micro. The design is micro. I don't like it. I really don't. It's almost like each molecule of humidity can go out on its own, and instead of the clouds being those big puffy clouds that's hard to see what the picture is, they'll become more visible, more visibility within the size of the cloud and the object it creates within our own mind. No, I'm not comfortable. No, I don't feel great. I wish I can smoke a couple of joints, walk down to the store, meet a couple of people, be a little stoned, and feel stoned with the people, because that's what feels great, and you can go into that other realm of the world. To be stoned and to feel stoned and go into the other world, because sometimes now I say, my parents don't want me to be stoned. But me, stoned is not... Stoned is where you can just let that other realm pick up. Because if I don't want to be stoned, I know I'm still in that world and I'm not 100% for anything, for the way the world. What is 100%? Now I'm only 70%. So that means when we don't smoke, we're 100%. So if we don't smoke and we're 100%, how the fuck do we have all these accidents, kill people, fall all over our feet, make so many mistakes? So when we smoke, we're supposed to do all kinds of cuckoo things and not be able to do, and they're told, you're not 100%. But when I don't smoke, I had 4 car accidents and got 7 tickets. But if I would have smoked, maybe I would have been more aware. I would have slowed down because I'm stoned. What does it mean to be stoned? Doesn't anybody know what it is? I know if I smoked and drove right now, I know people would be unhappy. That's the only reason I don't do it. Not because of the fucking police. Secondly, I don't think you are 100%. Not even me. But I also think that I could probably drive within the 5-kilometer radius, knowing it's not far and not getting nervous that just in case something happens. Because can I tell you something? In the 30 years I'm smoking weed, yeah, a few things have happened, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 10, 12 times. I was never in a car. And I would have never made it to a car in that condition. Because, you know what? I was having panic attacks. Holy fuck! Oh, that comes from marijuana? Wait a second. I'm bipolar. I'm supposed to have panic attacks too. So smoking weed and getting panic attacks, or just being normal and getting panic attacks, same fucking thing again. Wow. Son, don't drive stoned. Amen. Dad, I'm having a good time. Why would I even want to get in the car? You know what I'm saying? People who drink want to have speed. They got the need to go. But not when you're smoking weed. It's the need for slow. It's a weed to know. And it's the mind to grow. Radioactive, my friends. What is that sign? There's a sign with connecting C's. And so much more. I couldn't even explain it. We are coming into the new world. Where is my book? We are coming into a new part of time. I can't explain what it is. Like I said, I don't know what it is. But I like this little thing over here. See, this sort of stops it. You know what I'm saying? Just like once you put this, it stops this from vibrating. Another thing about the alphabet, listen to this, is that the alphabet and numbers, right? Godzilla and King Kong, the alphabet and the numerological gematria, the alphabet and numbers add up to a total of 666, okay? But when you remove, okay, when you remove 35, which is the yards from kickoff, 3 by 5 is 15, 3 and 5 is 8, you remove the egg or the football. Apparently the football stands up for 8 parts of the game, okay? Excuse me, it holds up for 3 creation, and the 5 is center. That's the low. The low would be 1 and 5, and 3 is center of 5. I don't know if you can understand that, but anyways, now what happens, okay, is if I remove 35 from 666, I end up with 600, excuse me, did I do this right? 635, 3631. Yes. You end up, when you remove 35 from 666, it becomes 61 and 3, or 63 and 1. It really doesn't matter. But again, you get the number 13 in there, which is 1 and 3, okay, and 6. 6 and 1 create a 7. 3 and 4 create the other 7, but it's not in this world, but that's what it brings into create, okay? So the total of this actual creation or equation is 14, and 14 is the letter N, A and D, DNA, etc., and many of my other films. At the same time, I'm going to get back to if you remove 666 and you minus from it equals 600 and 315, 315. Okay, now if you minus from 666, 351, okay, you would remain in gematria with a total number count of 315. 351, 315, same numbers. They spell the word ACE. At the same time that you removed 3, 1, and 5, you're obligated to say the third letter is C and the 15th letter is O. So more or less you can go Coco and spell out that that's the egg, because 3, 1, and 5 says ace, Coco says eggs, or ace.co. Now I cannot explain this. There's a lot of numbers, and I did make a mistake while I was in this pattern. But I came back to rectify it, okay, because an erection works best when it's straight, I guess, on an angle. The other thing I wanted to mention is that on a dice cube, you can say any three number combinations from 1 to 6, but never say any that add up to 7. So you go 1, 4, 5, but you cannot say 1, 4, and 6 is a no, because the 1 and 6 make a 7, but you can say 1, 4, and 5 because none of them add up to 7. That would say, keep dropping things. Come on, bud. That would say, if I take this dice cube and hold it to you like this, you see 3, 5, and 6. That's all you see. Here, you see 1, 3, and 5. Here, 1, 4. Look, 4 with 1, 2. But you see, you notice 4, 2 down here, 1 up here. Now it's 1 up here, 2 down here. 1 up here, 2 down here. 1 up here, 2 down here. Now look at this one. 2 up here, 1 down here. 1 up here, 2 down here. Do you understand what I'm saying? Depending on the angle you see it. This is always going to be a combination of 3 numbers, and no 3 numbers together will add up to 7. And the numbers that don't come with it, as 1, 4, 5, none of them together add up to 7. 1 and 6, 4 and 3, 2 and 5 are all 7s. So that would be the exact opposite of the dice of 1, 4, 5. As you can see, this dice 1, 4, 5. Now I'm going to take it from the front. And you can see the 2, 3, 6 is on this corner. So 1, 4, 5 goes with 2, 3, 6. So one of them equals to 10, and the other one equals to 11. Okay, now if we try 2, 3, 5, right, equals to 10, and 1, 4, 6 equals to 11. Oh, I can't do 1, 4, 6. And I can't do 2, 3, and 5, because 2 and 5 equals to 7, and 1 and 6 equals to 7. So I'm going to have to do 2, 3, 1 with 4, 5, and 6. So the bottom one will be 7, and the top one will be 15. 7 and 15. You want to go play pool? The Rust, R-U-S-T, R18U21, S19T20, both of them, okay, equal to 18 and 21 is 39, and 20 and 19 and 20 is 39. S and T, and it says Rust. The 7 ball and the 15 ball are both Rust. It's the highest ball in pool. This one is 7. This is the egg. 1 and 5 is 6. Spirit of 76. You know, sometimes when you're fresh, it's worth like just hopping over a couple days and not doing videos every day. And anyways, we ended up at 1, 2, 3. So the opposite of 1, 2, 3 is 3 plus 4 is 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. 6 and 1 is 7. So 4, 5, and 6 would be right here on the dice. See the O, the 4? It's a circle. 4 creates a circle. There's no dot in the center. So if you want to know what 4 does, it creates the extra O. When you don't know where the O is, 4 equals 0. Oh, and there's so many more things like this. I forget so much. And it's so sad sitting here, and I try so hard. I have to pick up my mouse to make sure you guys are up to date on how I'm thinking, what I'm doing. And I will have secrets. We need secrets. Secrets, okay, are usually things that are unfinished or unknown, so we cannot complete the operation that we are in. I lost my batteries, and I have more batteries. So we cannot complete an operation, or an operation looks in a way that we don't like to share because we're not sure. It could be bad, and I'd like to know where my batteries are. Batteries. You know, I bought things to put. Ah, I found them. No, don't fall on the floor. Found batteries. You know what's funny? I didn't make a mistake when I bought them. Gotta go very slow. I bought one of these at the dollar store. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. I spent 20 bucks at the dollar store, and I got all these little baskets because I got some stuff, you know, and I'm watching George Carlin, and he says, what do I do with my stuff? Because all my stuff is important. So where do I put it away? How do I classify my stuff? And when I go and classify my stuff, I gotta get an agenda book. Now I need a book to know where my stuff is. You know what George Carlin would say? Thank God for George Carlin. He showed me how I try to keep as open as I could without getting any trouble, and then I'll follow the public that's in the light. And I'll try and sometimes repeat what they say, like what George Carlin say when he starts to swear and everything like that, and so on and etc. So that way I know I can't get in trouble because I don't want to do anything wrong. Am I chicken shit? Fuck, I had my hands in it all my life. You know what? When somebody comes up to you and does this, sure, I can fight him. If I fight him and he shoots me, everybody's going to say I was an ass. I should have been quiet. But if I'm an ass and quiet and get taken advantage of, everybody say I should attack. You know, so ask the right question, the right time. That's why I'm trying to work this Mr. Tackpans deal so we can be all of us together. And if you want to know what your biggest tool is in the world, try and carry with you as often as you can. Now, this is something Mr. Tackpans backs. Some sort of paraphernalia like pen, paper, okay, a good attitude and understanding. and a video camera, walkie-talkies, recorders, just so let the truth be the truth. Let us not be depicted as liars, just let it be the truth, because that's what I want to stand for. Things that happen to be true. Because when there are lies, well, sometimes there's just going to be. It's called the ways of adjustment in this world, and every world. Sometimes the contract must be broken, so must the word. Thank you. Raphael, 7286, in the constellation of Pegasus, and there are 4 positions on Earth of 7286. Look them up. Thank you.